In this video, I will go through the filtering options in the different plotting windows, and we will see how we identify filtered point sets by cross-posting them into standard patrol windows. So I will open up this investigation and we'll start by looking at the histogram filtering options. A histogram is a one-dimensional analysis tool, and the filters are hence one-dimensional. So I go to the selection button here. I can go to filters, and you see that we can add investigator specific filters, and we can go ahead and build patrol filters directly. In this case, we'll be looking at the investigator specific filters only, since they have some advantages. The investigator filters can at any time be converted to a patrol filter that can be applied on standard patrol data. So we will go in and use this one-dimensional filter to look at the main distribution here. So here you can see what the data that we filtered out turns blue. That's the same color as the filter icon has. We can go and add statistics. So now we'll get statistics for the filtered data. That is the lower row here, and the total statistics on the upper row, and we can see how much data that we've included and excluded with the filter. For one-dimensional filters, we can go and set the extent of the filter manually if we want to. So we can go to the investigation panel, go to selections, highlight the specific filter, and you can see that we can set the extents here manually. So we can go, for example, from 0.08 to 0.2, like this. That was the one filtering option in the histogram window. Let's look at the 2D crossplot filtering options. So I'll open up a 2D crossplot window, and you can see that we're using the same data set. So the filter that we just created in the histogram window is also available here in the 2D crossplot window. Again, we go to the selection button, we go to filters, and here you see, since this is two-dimensional, we've got a lot more filtering options. So again, we can add one-dimensional filters. So this is x-axis, and we can add a one-dimensional filter on the y-axis as well. So here we've got the two filters, and again you see the filters, they show up here in the data tree. We can also apply a rectangle filter like this. We can apply a freehand filter that's like drawing. Keep your mouse button down and draw. And filter by polygon, that's my favorite. That's where you have the most control of the filtering, like this. And the final one is an ellipse filter, where you draw an ellipse and you can move it around and manipulate it as an ellipse, like this. That was the filtering options in the 2D crossplot window. And then let's have a look at the filtering options in the 3D axis plot window. And again, the filters, all the filters that we have applied already, can be used in the 3D window as well, like this. In the 3D window, we've got two filtering types. Let me reduce the point size here a little bit, like this. Let's go to the filter button. You see we've got now access to a box filter, so you can filter clouds by using this box. This box is not very flexible, that you cannot spin it and rotate it. You can just crop down this cube So let's untoggle that. We've got a more flexible filter to identify or isolate data points. That's the ellipsoid filter. So with this filter, again, you can crop it using these corner points, but you can also rotate this filter to isolate your data clouds like this. That was it for the filter options. Now let's go ahead and have a look at the cross posting workflow, the workflow where you filter some points in the investigator windows and you want to see where these filtered points they fall in Petrel space. So as mentioned earlier in some of the previous videos, in order to be able to display investigations in Petrel space, we need to add spatial dimensions to the investigation. So let me try and open a standard 3D window from Petrel and try and display this investigation. And here we get this error message since we did not add X, Y and depth. So let's try and go ahead and do that. I'll open it up in the data tab selection and add X and Y and depth. Hit OK, and now we can display this investigation in a standard Petrel window. Alright, so let's have a look at some cross-posting examples. So the first example here is some wells. We have an investigation with a perm plot here from the wells that are displayed in this well section window. So let's first display the investigation in the well section window. So we're looking at this investigation. We'll activate the Petrel window and display that same investigation. So you see the investigation now shows up in a separate track in the well section window, and then we can link the two windows. So I can go to this link visuals and it will ask me which window you want to link. So I want to link it to this well section window. I'll say OK, and now any filter that I'm applying is going to be directly applied in the investigation in the well section window as well. So let's try and circle some points. So let's try and identify these outliers. So now you see that these points inside of this filter, you see where they fall in the well section window. So you got a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit over here. And when you manipulate the filter, you will see the updates immediately in the well section window. So this tool is very handy on identifying certain characteristics in your crossplot. Let's have a look at a seismic example. In this example, I have built an investigation with gradient, intercept and AVO. And so this is a typical gradient versus intercept plot colored by the AVO attribute. Let's try and display this investigation in the 3D window. So here you see all the points in the investigation. I have located the spatial selector over the reservoir interval, and now let's try and filter on class 2 and 3, for example. So again, I will go to the filter button and add a polygon filter. So I can, with the polygon filter, I can separate out the class 2 and 3 like this, and now we've filtered out those points. As we saw in a previous video, we can go in to the Petrel window style and control how to plot the investigation in Petrel window. So we can go in and color it by the AVO bonds. So here you see where we have the class 2 and 3. If we try and go back and only look at one class at a time, this is very easy and very smooth. Like that. Alright, so that was it for filtering and cross-posting. Thank you for watching.